Ciao a tutti! Okay, so last week I left off talking about some of my classes, and last Wednesday we made polenta in class with cheese, and polenta is like corn like flour. It's like a thick, grainy, I don't know. And you basically just boil it in water and just stir it, and it gets like really hard to stir. Then we flattened it out and cut it into strips and kind of like made a lasagna out of it. Like we put a layer of polenta cheese. It was fantastic. And also in my wine class the next day, we had a wine called Donato, and it was a 16% alcohol by volume wine, but you couldn't taste it. It tasted like maple syrup. It was very smooth, and it was like an amber color, which was kind of cool. I've never seen an amber wine. It was very, very good. Anyways, I went to Rome this weekend, which was absolutely incredible. It was like I'm at a loss for words almost. Um, so when we got there at like 12 o'clock on Friday, and we went right to the Vatican, and we explored the Vatican a little bit, and then we got into the Sistine Chapel. And the second I walked into the Sistine Chapel, I just started bawling my eyes out like a little girl. I was, I can't even describe it. I cannot describe how impeccable and insane and like just the amount of work, the amount of patience, the amount of time, everything for like the last little details for these paintings on the ceilings were just, they were literally out of this world. Like I I I don't even have words for it now, and um, it was just, it was breathtaking. Honestly, it's something that I am so happy that I saw, and I think the reason why I started crying was because I never thought I was ever going to see it. And there's so many rooms in the Sistine Chapel, and they're all done by like different painters, and they're all done by like these incredible, incredible painters, and it was unreal. And then we ventured into the most famous room with the Last Judgment and the creation, the fingers. And I was snapping pictures when we walked in, and I didn't realize that we couldn't take pictures. So I got a couple pics that I wasn't supposed to get, which is kind of cool. I have them on my Facebook. Um, so that was a lot of fun. And then we went, and what did we do? I think we saw the Trevi Fountain that day. I'm pretty sure. Or the Spanish Steps. It was one of those. I think we saw the Spanish Steps that day. And then the next day we saw the Trevi Fountain. Okay. So then the next day we woke up and we did Ancient Rome. And we went and saw the Colosseum, which wasn't what I expected it to be. I don't know why. I don't know why that, like, I didn't think it was what it was. But it's honestly incredible that you can, like, you can see something that was so old. You're standing in a building that these like ancient people, like Julius Caesar probably was like hanging out. Like it was crazy. Like when we were in the Roman Forum and like we were walking around the ancient ruins, that's like all I was thinking about is like, people like Nero and Caesar and like Hadrian and Claudius, like all of these people were here one time. And the thing that I didn't like about the ancient ruins is that it is ruined. That's why it's called the ancient ruins. And they're not like, they're all down. Like I can't imagine what it looked like when it was up and everything was like not ruined. It was just very hard to picture life back then because everything's so disheveled, and I don't know. It was very cool to be there and see all that. But I definitely like the Vatican and like the Sistine Chapel a lot better. I think I appreciate that more, that side of history. I don't know. That's just me though. And then after that, we went to see the Pantheon, which is just like a big dome, and it has like a big circle, like yeah, it has a big circle in the middle, and there's nothing there. It's just whatever. And it was originally built as a Roman god temple for them to pray right to the heavens and the gods, but it was converted into like a Christian church thing soon after. And actually Raphael is buried there. I got a pic of that. So after we went to the Pantheon, we did Trevi Fountain. We went and saw that, which was magical. That's like the only word I can describe. And it was very, very cool. I did, you're supposed to throw it, I think it's your left hand over your right shoulder. I don't know which one it is, but I did the tourist thing to do. And, okay, what else can I talk about? I have a list, so I didn't forget anything. Rome itself, I was not overly impressed. This is just me, though. Don't take this, don't think I'm bashing Rome right now, but for me, if I was going to live in a big city, I would rather live in, like, New York City than Rome. Because Rome literally, like, granted, I know I was at ancient Rome, I know how old it is, but the city of Rome itself, besides, like, the big buildings, like the palaces and, like, the churches and stuff, besides that, like, the everyday buildings they don't look old. You know what I mean? They look like they were built to look old. Kind of like, the Upper East Side in Manhattan. Like, that kind of, like, old look. Not really, like, old. And it kind of, like, the colors reminded me of California. And it was, like, bright. And just everything kind of, like, seemed new there. Like, the buildings, they all just kind of seemed new. That was my impression. As for the cars in Rome, this is, once again, my belief. Anyone who says that the traffic in Rome, like, everyone who says that cars will run you over in Rome, like, no problem, and they're crazy, and everyone's crazy there, clearly has never been to New York City, because I've almost gotten killed in New York City more times than I almost got killed in Rome. Basically, Rome is set up that they have like 2 stoplights in the whole place. There's 4-way intersections where there's no stop signs, there's no stoplights. It's a free for all. So if you're used to just driving into a 4-way intersection, just having to go, like, trying to figure out who's going to go, who's not, I mean, you're going to be a little bit more of a aggressive driver. But New York City drivers don't really have, their stoplights every 5 seconds, so that boggles my mind. But no, I didn't have a problem with Rome, or like people like ready to run me over. They would stop on a dime basically for you, and that's, I don't know. I didn't think Rome was that crazy in that aspect. There's a lot of people in Rome. It's a city. It is a city, and for me, if I was going to live in a city, I would rather live in New York City. That's just me. Anyways, so what was I going to say? Let me look. Spanish Stairs. Oh, after the Coliseum, we went to like to go get lunch, and we were at like a little, we don't really have them in America. I can't really explain. It was kind of like a cafe. Like, there'd be a section where you can go sit, and then there's a section where you can go, like, order, like, cookies and stuff. And I went, and I just wanted to try a cookie, so I went and I ordered one, and I went to go pay, and the lady didn't make me pay. She gave me it for free. It really melted my heart. Because, I don't know, that was just really nice. That's one thing I wanted to, like, throw out there. So, oh, on Saturday we went and had dinner with Chelsea's best friend's uncle, who's lived there for 25 years now. He moved there when he was like 26 or 27, and he's just stayed in Rome. Or he moved to Siena or somewhere like that, and then moved to Rome. But so they made us a full meal. It was delicious. They made us fresh gnocchis and chicken marsala. It was amazing. But his girlfriend couldn't speak that much English, and I was curious about my last name, and I was just like, oh, do you know any DePintos? And she was like, I don't understand. And I was like, do you know any DePinto? I kept on saying it, and that's how people say it here, DePinto, DePinto. And she's just like, I don't understand. Like, I was like, surname, like DePinto, and she's just like, it means a painting. And like a painting, and she kept on saying that my last name means a painting. And I was like, okay, so clearly, one of my ancestors was a painter. So that was a little interesting. Let me look. I'm kind of jumbling all over the place now. Okay, in Rome, in Florence, there's like a lot of like smaller cars, obviously, but in Rome, it's like all smart cars. It's like little tiny cars, like 2-seater cars. They're adorable. And okay, so you know how cars parallel park? These cars would be like parking like this way, while other cars would be like parallel parking, because they could fit. They're as long as some cars are wide. That's how small they are. Like, no lie. It was so funny to see them. And then, oh, one thing about Italy that I thought was very interesting is that we don't have doorknobs. There's like, every place has keys, like to get it, you unlock the key, but almost every door has like a big knob. It's not a knob, it's just like a handle guy that's in the middle of the door that you can't turn, but it's just like open and close. So there's no actual like doorknob, like you turn and open the door. Everything's key based, which is very interesting. I thought it might have just been like a Florence thing, and then we went to Rome and all the doors were like that too. And I was like, okay, so this is definitely an Italian thing. And oh, I have doing everything in like military time. Like all my phone, my iPod, everything is in military time. So, and I'm getting really used to it because that's all I look at, and everyone's making fun of me because I'll be like, oh, it's 2000, and they're just like, what time is that? 8? Like, come on. And so I think I'm gonna have to keep going with that even when I come back to America, because it's more intelligent. Like 20. It just makes sense. It makes more sense. Why would we have 2 8 o'clocks? Right? That's just stupid. Oh, also, I know there's a lot of dogs here in the city, and in Florence specifically, and I noticed that a lot of them are not purebreds. Like, they're mutt. Some of these dogs I've never seen in my entire life. Like, some of them don't even look like dogs I know. Like, it's actually insane. And I thought that, like, maybe it was just Florence, maybe it was just, like, this Tuscany, and then we went to Rome, and I saw even weirder dogs. So, I'm pretty sure it's not just, I don't know, we'll see when I go to Venice next weekend. Oh yeah, I'm going to Venice next weekend. And then the weekend after that, I'm going to Paris. I'm really excited. I've never had a crepe before, and I'm going to wait till Paris to try one. And I've been having a fantastic time here. I want to move to Florence. I love it so much. Not much else is going on other than that. I have classes this week, and that's just about it. I have my pairing foods with wine class today. I wonder what we're going to have this week. We had pizza last week, which is delicious. I had a really good pizza when I was in Rome. I had 2 really good pizzas when I was in Rome. I think the pizza in Rome's better than pizza here, honestly. I don't know why. I don't know. I lost my credit card, and I'm getting it today, so I'm really happy because I haven't gone food shopping in like a week because it's just too expensive without the card.